What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on in NFL world? How you doing, division rivals? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you get around to watching us. Once again, guys, Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel. All right, guys, so today's topic. Look, I'm just going to kind of jump into today's topic, guys, because I want to save some time to really talk today. Look, we're going over wide receiver draft prospects this year. And the next guy up on that list I want to talk about is Tee Higgins. So today, guys, I'm going to take you guys down through some film. I watched 2 games from start to finish with Tee Higgins. And I got some thoughts, guys. So we're going to go through. I'm going to tell you what I think about Tee Higgins. I'm going to show you what the film says. And I'll give you my best guess estimate to the probability here, guys. All right, so without further ado, guys, let's jump into today's content.
3-step move, so it's just left, right, left. DB's going to more likely to bite on the third move.
Tee Higgins is a traditional split end or X wide receiver, guys. That's what I see when I see Tee Higgins on film. If you're not sure what I mean by when I say an X or split end, guys, an X or split end is just a receiver that aligns to the weak side of the offense, right? Short side of the field, so he's playing the boundary side. This kid is an incredible route runner. When I say incredible, guys, I'm not kidding around. He is probably the second best route runner in this class. The only person I would say is a better route runner on film than him is Jerry Jeudy. That's called a foot fire release. It's all about closing the gap with that cornerback and getting vertical. But this kid is truly exceptional at route running, guys. He sets up defenders in a way that I got to give the kid props for, because this kid has got the nuances down of route running. That is a post-corner route. Watch how he sells the route with his entire body first. He's deceptively faster than what people think, and I've been guilty of this myself, guys. So I got to throw myself under the bus. I'm going to be out there. When I first watched Tee Higgins, and I watch a lot of Tee Higgins, guys, because I live in North Carolina now. I'm an NC State guy. That's where I went to school. So obviously, State and Clemson, I watch him play. I didn't think he was as fast as he actually is on film. He's a lot faster than he appeared, guys. This kid's route running is so good. You have to pay attention, because what may make him look like he's slow coming off the line isn't him being slow. It's him setting up with precision the first 3 steps of a route. And then he absolutely accelerates past the defensive back. This kid is deceivingly fast, guys. This kid, I'm telling you guys, he's one of the best route runners. That's one of the first things that pops off on film to me about this young man, is just how good a route runner he is.
This time Nick Grant plays soft to make the ball be thrown underneath, but you got to.
The next thing about him that you will notice very, very quickly, guys, is this kid's catch radius is outstanding. To me, he's got the second best pair of hands in this draft class. The only player I would place above him would probably be CeeDee Lamb, and it's close. It's a lot closer than people would probably want to admit. There are some nuances to the way that sometimes he brings in catches that makes me a little concerned. Like, he's got a bad habit of holding the ball away from his body for extended periods and then bringing it down, which it just leaves a lot of, time for a cornerback to come in and slap that hand or slap the ball. Good job turning and adjusting to an underthrown ball, but you got to get that ball back into your body. You will see some moments like that on film with this young man, but I got to tell you guys, he takes away a lot of mistakes that quarterbacks make. Now, that's called saving the tail end of your quarterback right there. He has very strong hands at the point of the catch, and this kid is just, he's phenomenal in the red zone, guys. Like, he will just straight up overpower, overwhelm, and with his height and length, just go up over top of someone and make a play. Listen, you're going to notice right away, this kid's catch radius, it's pretty damn good.
Lawrence looking at that bunch formation. Here's a fade to the corner.
I know what you're thinking, but does he have enough speed to get vertical, to allow Carson Wentz to stretch that arm out a little bit, right? To take shots over a defense? Can you illustrate on film that this young man has that type of capabilities?
Play action, steps up, takes a shot downfield, going for Higgins. It's a touchdown.
The answer is, yeah, he does. This kid is, like I've been trying to tell you guys, he is deceptively fast. Is he a Jalen Reagor? No. He can't track the ball quite as well as Reagor can, but I'm telling you, he comes in to me like second or third place in a lot of these categories. Like, he's a pretty complete overall wide receiver. Look, he makes good contested catches. He's good at tracking the ball. He's got speed, okay? He, comes back to the ball pretty well. He goes back shoulder pretty well. I mean, everything he does fairly well, guys. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I almost feel like this is the most disrespected prospect in the entire draft class because he's so much better than what the average fan realizes.
Catch from Tee Higgins. I mean, 6'4", reaches all the way out. That's unbelievable.
The next aspect of his game that I'll talk about, guys, is physicality. Look, he's a 6'3", 6'4" receiver. He's kind of got that lankiness to him. I will admit, because Denzel Mims have these weird, like, long arms that Denzel Mims looks longer on film. He looks taller, but he's not. It's just that weird, wingspan that Mims has. This kid's a long, tall, strong kid. Now, is he as physical as a Denzel Mims? He's not. He's not that type of player. But I'm telling you, he sets guys up with his route running. And if you try to go low on this kid and you don't want to make contact, he will run right through.
Forget about winning them all. It's good living. The second half. Clean living, McShay. Out the team.
This kid is physical. Don't get it mixed up, guys. He's physical. He's just not Denzel Mims. Like, he doesn't have that kind of physicality. I would even put him with JJ Arcega-Whiteside. I think JJ Arcega-Whiteside, for all the things we can knock him for, he's a physical player. JJ Arcega-Whiteside will get after a guy on a run block. He will get after a guy after the catch. Like, he's kind of a strange yak guy. His yak yardage is going to come more so from the elusiveness that he has.
Lawrence stepping up, wide open. First down, Higgins.
Not the necessarily straight contact, but he will make contact and go get a couple of yards and go through a guy to get that first down. I mean, I won't take that away from his game either.
Offensive line in past years. Fake the run.
So I know what you're thinking. Steve, it's not like you to just give out praise. You always find some way of bringing back down prospects to reality. And if you're waiting for the other shoe to drop on Tee Higgins, this is what I'll say to you about Tee Higgins and what maybe soured my view of him, if you will. He didn't show up when you really needed him to show up on film. What I'm referring to is he didn't show up in the Ohio State game.
Higgins working against Okudah.
If he had showed up in that game against Okudah and Arnett, I think this guy would have been a top 20 pick. I don't think there would have been any doubt about it. Probably would have been a top 15 pick. Because he didn't show up in that game, I think that's what's driving him down. I think that's why some teams are valuing him as more of a late first, early second value.
And Lawrence loops his sidelines.
And that's a hard thing to do because you're, any given day you can just not have it that day. And it just sucks that of all the days you didn't have it, you didn't have it that game, because that game would have gone a long way in basically fomenting your legacy and elevating your stock. And he just didn't have it that day. I can't defend it. You go watch the film, guys. He didn't have it. He did not look like Tee Higgins in that game. So that's going to be the shoe that I would say would drop, guys, is right there. All right, y'all. Now I want to hear from you. Let's get into the question of the day. And the question of the day is simple, guys. I just showed you a lot of the film. I talked about what makes Tee Higgins great. I talked about what disappointed me about Tee Higgins. Let me know your thoughts about Tee Higgins. Now, is this a guy that I think the Eagles will draft? I don't know. It's hard to project, guys. I don't know what the Eagles think about JJ Arcega-Whiteside. If the Eagles aren't sold on JJ Arcega-Whiteside, or if they want to move him inside as a tall slot, then I think you could see the Eagles easily go after a X-receiver, a split end receiver high in the draft. And that's what I don't know. I mean, I'm not privileged to hear that, guys. But I do know what those moves mean. So if you see a Denzel Mims or a Tee Higgins come off the board to the Eagles, it tells you what they think about JJ Arcega-Whiteside, guys. And that's how I'll end it, y'all. All right, y'all. If you want further to like really investigate this yourself, if you want to place JJ Arcega-Whiteside as if he was a prospect himself and to measure his tape against these two guys I've talked about in the past 2 days, Go watch the 2018 film of JJ Arcega-Whiteside versus Washington State.
A rebounder, and a little stop route. One tackle broke.
That'll give you a really good feel of the type of player he was coming out of college. And to be fair to JJ Arcega-Whiteside, he was not given a great shot to develop under the crappy coaching we had last year. But he's got a lot to prove, man. And if I'm the Eagles, Tee Higgins, I'm sorry, guys, but I think Denzel Mims and Tee Higgins are better prospects. But let me know your thoughts on that, y'all. All right, y'all. Peace. I'm out of here.